HOA told me to match their style, so I built a medieval castle gate with real torches. The wildflowers of Karen Lane bloomed in defiant splendor, their purples and yellows a quiet rebellion against the manicured lawns of Willow Creek's Homeowners Association. This small Virginia neighborhood, with its cookie-cutter houses and pristine sidewalks, had always felt like a cage to Ezra Kane. At 32, he'd moved here seeking peace after a decade in the city. But the HOA's endless rules grass no taller than 3 inches. No unapproved mailboxes choked his spirit. When the board sent a letter demanding his unkempt garden conform to their aesthetic standards, Ezra decided to fight back. Not with words, but with audacity. He spent weeks sketching, hammering, and hauling timber from a nearby salvage yard. His neighbors whispered as he worked, their curtains twitching. "What's he building?" they muttered, eyeing the growing structure in his front yard. Ezra didn't care. The HOA wanted style? He'd give them stylish medieval castle gate, complete with towering wooden beams, iron hinges, and real, crackling torches. By the time it was finished, it loomed over Karen Lane, a 10-foot testament to defiance, its flames casting eerie shadows at dusk. The HOA president, Marjorie Platt, a woman with a perm as rigid as her rulebook, was livid. She marched to Ezra's doorstep, her clipboard shaking in her grip. "This is a violation of every code we have," she snapped, her voice carrying across the street. Ezra leaned against his gate, arms crossed, a wry smile on his face. "You said match the neighborhood style." "I did. It's bold, unique, and historic. Like those flowers you hate." The crowd that had gathered, neighbors clutching coffee mugs, some amused, others outraged, murmured. Marjorie's face reddened. "Tear it down or we'll sue." The tension escalated at the next HOA meeting, held in the community center's sterile conference room. Ezra arrived with dirt-stained hands and a folder of research on medieval architecture, claiming his gate was art. Marjorie countered with bylaw citations, her voice shrill. Neighbors took sides. Tom, a retired veteran, sided with Ezra, calling the HOA tyrants. Linda, a realtor, worried about property values. The room crackled with accusations, friendships fraying like old rope. Ezra felt a thrill sparked something real, something raw. But then came the twist. Clara, a quiet widow who lived at the end of Karen Lane, stood up. She'd never spoken at a meeting before, her presence so unassuming most forgot she existed. "I helped Ezra," she said, her voice steady but soft. Gasps rippled through the room. Clara, with her cardigans and wilted daisies, was the last person anyone expected to defy the HOA. "He built that gate for me, too. My husband loved history. That gate, it's like he's still here." She pulled out a faded photo of her late husband, a medieval reenactor, grinning in chainmail. The room fell silent. Ezra's defiance wasn't just his, it was a tribute, a shared rebellion. The revelation shifted the mood, but not the outcome. Marjorie doubled down, filing a lawsuit. The neighborhood split further, with yard signs popping up, "Support Ezra's gate" versus "Uphold our standards." Ezra and Clara stood firm, but the legal fees drained Ezra's savings. He sold his truck, then his tools. The torches still burned each night, but their glow felt heavier, like a warning. The climax came on a crisp October evening. The HOA won the lawsuit, citing safety concerns over the torches. A court order demanded the gate's removal. Ezra, Clara, and a handful of supporters gathered as a bulldozer rolled in. Marjorie stood smugly nearby, her clipboard now a trophy. Ezra lit the torches one last time, their flames roaring against the twilight. "This isn't over," he said, his voice breaking. Clara squeezed his hand, tears in her eyes. The bulldozer's engine roared, and the gate, Ezra's defiance. Clara's memory crumbled into splinters. The aftermath was bitter. Karen Lane's wildflowers were mowed down, replaced with sod. Ezra moved away, unable to afford the fines. Clara retreated into her home, her daisies gone. The neighborhood felt quieter, but not peaceful, like a battlefield after a war no one won. Marjorie's victory was hollow. Even her allies whispered about her cruelty. The HOA's rules tightened, but the spirit of Karen Lane felt broken. In the end, Ezra's gate wasn't just wood and fire, it was a cry for freedom, for meaning, for something bigger than bylaws. Clara's confession had shown that even the quietest souls could carry rebellion in their hearts. Yet the cost was steep. Friendships lost, dreams shattered, a community fractured. The wildflowers might grow back, but the scars would linger. What do you think, was Ezra's rebellion worth the cost, or did the HOA's rules serve a greater good?